Joining Newgrounds in 2002 under the moniker Afro-Ninja, Shawn first started gaining attention for his Newgrounds-themed animations and contributions to Lewis's time trials, before garnering front-page status with his games as well. The puzzle and themes of his earliest game, Escape from Elm Street, proved to be the start of a successful string of escape room-oriented games, well before in-person escape rooms were a thing. And the popularity and financial success of Territory War kickstarted Shawn's career as a Flash game developer for several years. He became a Flash forum moderator in 2005, making him one of the select few to witness and participate in the debauchery of the mod meets and Pico Day parties, although one quite more chaotic than the other. He has managed to successfully maintain his enthusiasm while upping his art and programming abilities in the world of indie game development, heading titles such as Soda Dungeon with Pox Power, and the upcoming Signy and Mino Against All Gods. Please tell me I pronounced that correctly.
Yes.
Okay, yay! On top of that, he's a full-time husband and dad, so he's kicking ass all around. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Afro-Ninja himself, Shawn Tanner.
Holy shit, I've never had an intro at all, let alone one like that. So thank you, I appreciate it, and I'm very glad to be here and answer a few questions for the documentary audience.
First, Shawn, my biggest question for you is, how do you balance game development with family life?
It's difficult. I'm not gonna say there's a great answer for that. The what's helpful for me, thankfully, I can do it kind of part-time. So when I was younger, obviously I could just day in, day out, do nothing but program, work on games, all that kind of stuff. So I got that out of my system, I guess. And then when it came time for family stuff, I was like, okay, I don't have to stay up till 3 a.m, working on Territory War every night or whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
Which was a difficult transition because I was so used to just, I would do so much of my work at night. So yeah, you kind of change your schedule around, and then you make peace with the fact that you can't work all the time whenever you want. But yeah, when you work on games like that, that's also a huge benefit. So if I'm not doing like a typical 9 to 5, then I don't have to like call off work, or if a kid is sick, or I don't have to change things around. It kind of just balances itself out. I don't always get as much done every week that I want to, but it still works.
So it kind of gives you a good structure then for kind of the working at home life.
Yeah, and I mean the flip side is back when when I was staying up, I would work all through the night, and then I'd sleep until like noon, 1, 2, 3, something like that. So when you switch your schedule around to something more adult, more typical, there's actually you find a lot of extra hours in the day to get done what you need to anyway. So it's not a huge deal.
On that note, I mean, how often are you on Newgrounds these days?
I probably check in every couple days. I just check in. I see what Tom's posting on the front page. I scan through the artist news to see any names I recognize.
Has there been anything like that you've seen on the front page recently that caught your attention that you didn't necessarily expect to see?
I don't know about that. Unfortunately, what tends to happen is that things that pop up on the front page are things that other artists are they might be putting on YouTube anyway, like the new Dr. Bees, and then like some of the Mewgenics, like the trailer and coverage for it. That's on Newgrounds' front page, but I've also seen it shared on YouTube, and it gets shared on Twitter and Blue Sky and all that kind of stuff. So just a quick side note, like it's awesome to see Mewgenics just like totally like dominate the Steam charts after spending so long. Like it goes against, I'm not going to say it goes against all the odds, it's just because it's a really good game. But even for me, I'm not huge into like turn-based tactics or even roguelite games, but I played it and I was like, this is really addicting. Like it's got a really good formula, and for something to have been at least conceptually in development for so long, still maintain that Flash style, and then to come out on Steam and just destroy the charts is it's motivating, and it's just really cool.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, do you think that was in part because of the fact they've been working on it for so long?
I mean, I think that's a piece of it. It's just this sort of like it became like a legendary development cycle, like a Half-Life 3 type thing or a Silksong type thing. It's also just like genuinely a very well-made game from like a mechanics perspective. And Edmund has cultivated a huge audience on Steam and through his work already, so I think that helped a lot too. Sure. But yeah, just all that together was just kind of like the perfect storm to just make this game explode.
What are your thoughts on the recent false death of Animate, Flash, whatever you want to call it?
It's kind of weird. Whenever it comes to Flash news, I'm a little bit on the outside looking in. It's like a weird, like I spent so long with that program, but I do use it occasionally today for prototyping and like doing a little bit of design work. Like I used it a bit to make some of the menu elements for my latest game, but I don't use it on a daily basis, and I don't use it for anything critical in my projects. So I'm always kind of just like I kind of get the news like a day or two behind, and I'm kind of just like peering over it to seeing what everyone says, like everyone else who's still using it a lot, whether that is like Tyler, who still use it. They use it as part of the development pipeline for Mewgenics. Matt likes swords. Matt Rozak, I think.
I know Matt still does all of his games in that.
And there's definitely at some point. I would like to take some of my old games and kind of republish them in Flash and then include them into some sort of package on Steam. So I think the craziest thing with what recently happened was that, in a sense, I get sometimes companies want to sunset their applications, they want to move on, they want to just put something into legacy mode. But the fact that they were going to like destroy your files too, like it was like this program won't be available anymore, and you will be locked out of editing any files you have, which was insane to me. I guess I don't know how it works behind the scenes, but I can't imagine any reason they would have to just like that's just like a middle finger to anyone who ever used the program. It's like this program is gone and you cannot touch your old files anymore. Like I don't know what decision led to that. I'm glad it got reversed. I think it got mostly reversed.
It says it's in like maintenance mode now, essentially.
Which I guess I'm sure is a relief to many people. But like as Matt pointed out, it's like, well, now you still have to pay the subscription for nothing. It's like, well, we took away all features and support, and you still have to pay us, but we're not gonna lock you out of your files. So I guess that's something. I don't know. Even when I do use Flash, I still have an old version. The last version of Flash I used regularly was like CS4, which was before the subscription model. So I can I still have that to do, whatever I need to with, and I never would have been affected by that anyway. But it's still, I just don't know what they were doing.
Shawn, what can you talk about? What was the first time you were front paged?
I believe the first time was, don't let me. I don't want to mess this up. It was either the Newgrounds is under attack animation, or it was the original Escape from Elm Street. But I think it was Newgrounds under attack. Although I don't know if that one counts as much, because I feel like Tom almost felt like he had to front page it because it was like this goofy meta Newgrounds animation. But I think that was the first one.
What is Newgrounds is under attack for those of us who have not seen it?
I mean, it's meta, but it's just like, what if the portal was like a little village that all of the Flash files lived in? So the games and the animations being sent in, and so like that was basically just the joke that like I kind of made them like anthropomorphic little characters in this town that was Newgrounds, and then I mixed that with Newgrounds had a lot of, Tom specifically had a lot of issues with the BBC because of the content he'd put up with like the Teletubbies. He had some issues with other copyright material, like with the Assassin series. I think he did like a Bear in the Big Blue House game that had to be taken down, and then
there was a lot of cease and desist back in the day.
Yes, so I took that and I ran with it, and I was like, I'm just going to make an entire cartoon about this. And so I think the first animation was just like the setup, and then it was like at the end the war is going to start, and then I didn't really think through the fact that I had to animate that, which I've never been an animator, but for some reason I was like, I'll just like, that'll be the next movie, like when I'm better at animating, I'll do the whole like war thing. But then thankfully the first cartoon did well enough that like people liked it, that I was able to go to other Newgrounds people and be like, hey, would you make me like a little piece, like make me an animation of your character like killing some guy, and I made them all look the same so that everyone could just kill the same person. And like that was a lot of fun, because I think that was the first time I ever I'd spoken to Crinkle's Madness Combat, because Madness was already off to like a legendary start back then. I probably got little cameos from like 5 or 10 people where they took their characters and made little animations with them.
Sweet.
That was a lot of fun, and it saved me the animation time of like, now I don't have to do this. I can just get everyone else to make. It's like a really cool thing where they make their characters, and they're better animators than I am, so they make their little thing, and then I just paste them all together, and that's basically
Perfect.
it. And then of course, as it was at the time, to just rip off the Matrix. Everyone has some like Matrix slow-mo, like
Oh yeah,
gunshots or something like that. I'm sure I had that somewhere. So yeah, that's all you need. You put all those ingredients together and you get a flash animation.
Shawn, what is your, because you've been to a lot of meetups, right? I mean,
Sure.
Again, you've seen the mod meets, you've seen Pico days, but you've also been to like local meetups too. So I'm curious, what's maybe your favorite meetup or meetup moment that you remember?
Oh gosh, that's a little tough. All right, so I'll go with like the first thing that pops in my head. The Montreal meetups, they were probably generally just the most fun. Like they were always had a bunch of people there. I don't know what it was. Like partially for me, it was just traveling like out of the country. Like that just kind of made it a lot more fun and special. It's just like crazy thinking back that like we would all meet up. Like most of us had never seen each other ever in real life, and we just all meet up and like we go out. I think one of them, we all went out and there was just like 20 of us getting dinner somewhere, and then we just like all storm a bunch of bars and everything. I feel like everyone had gotten a feel for like how the meetups went at that point. Like the first few meetups I went to, there's a lot of people that were unsure. They're like, I mean, for good reason. They're like, there's still a barrier to meeting people online. Even if you go to Newgrounds and you see meetup pictures or whatever, it's like there's still a difference between seeing that and actually deciding, yeah, I'm going to go out and I'm going to meet these people online.
Oh, sure, and stranger danger was very real back then too. So I mean, I can totally get it.
And so at that point, I don't know how many Montreal meetups there had been. So this one I believe was in 2008. I want to say it was like the second or third one. So I think at that point, they had like somewhat of a reputation of like, hey, this is like a cool thing that people go to. So that was just like there was a ton of people there. I remember Lewis and I both, like, we basically just each rented like an, I don't know, it wasn't like a, it was basically like an extra large hotel room. We were like a mini suite kind of thing. I think I just started like making some extra money from Territory War, so I felt like a high roller. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna show up to the meetup. Like Lewis and I are gonna have these hotel rooms. We're just gonna say, hey everyone, just like come hang out. And it was like, yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, there's just we all go out, we drink a lot, we hang out. A traffic cone gets stolen off the streets and brought back into the hotel room. No, it wasn't a cone. It was like a barrel. It was like a giant orange barrel that we took off the streets.
Shit. Yeah.
And like we just like brought it into the hotel room. I remember everyone thinking that we were sneaking. Like we had this plan where we were going to have people go in and like open up the elevator doors and like have them, you know, just as efficiently as possible, like sneak this thing in. Like we were clearly not sneaking this thing in. I mean, the reception desk can just clearly see that we're bringing a giant orange barrel in. Everyone in the hotel can just see, you know, this mob of like drunken people doing this. I don't know. So just like the fact that it was so stupid that we got away with doing that. That, and then I remember at that point it was like, I don't know which night it was, but we'd gone to a bar and I was, and this is kind of gross by the way, but whatever. Like I was buying pitchers of beer and I was just filling up everyone's mugs, but then I was like drinking from the pitcher too. And
okay, oh yeah.
So believe me, it could be way worse. But just, you know, thinking back, like I'm like, I guess it's more gross for everyone else because like I'm drinking out of it and then I'm like filling up people's drinks.
Yeah.
No one cared.
You were having a good time.
Well, you know, whatever. When I came home from this, I ended up with like the worst flu I've ever had that I can seriously remember. I like on the flight home, I like passed out on the plane and I got back in super late and I lived like an hour from the airport and I was just like driving down the highway. It was like 2 a.m. I almost thought that I was gonna have to like pull off and stop.
Wow.
But I made it home and just collapsed into my bed and did not leave the bed for like 2 days. So I did pay the price. So yeah, I suppose that's a very long-winded way of saying that was probably my favorite meetup because it was just like the mixture of everything happening, of like just, you know, a bunch of people there just getting up to all kinds of hijinks. Yeah. Like
and the ice was kind of finally broken. You finally get a little rapport with these people you've known online for years.
Yeah, and it was really weird just because like I don't even know how to describe it because whether it was the fact that I would post pictures of myself online or my avatar was Afro-Ninja or whatever you want to call it, like if I showed up to a meetup, people would be like, oh hey, it's Afro-Ninja, because like clearly the guy with the afro, like that's Afro-Ninja. So it was just like it was a very surreal experience for people to like recognize me from being on Newgrounds because of that. And so
yeah,
I
just
guess
from
that
your
was,
afro.
it was like, yeah, it was like, I mean, it was like fun in a way. It was also a little bit weird, but I was just, it was all part of the experience, so I didn't care.
Oh, Zoomer here has a good question. Can you shout out your favorite NG music producers? The music from Gore Bastard, Paragon X9, and Red Circle Random Access that you used in Territory War absolutely rocks, and it does absolutely rock. We're gonna play a little bit later. I'm gonna have to turn down the volume because it rocks a little too hard, but
Yeah,
it's
it
good.
does. Yes, those guys are obviously in my favorites. A couple others I would have to bring up. Well, one maybe doesn't count because he's a personal friend of mine, but I had two friends back in the Newgrounds, or not Newgrounds, the Territory War days, Kelvin Shade and NC Jason. Well, together they made another account called KT Records. Anyway, they were two friends I have known for a while who got into music production, and so they would collaborate on music tracks. They made something called like the Afro-Ninja theme, which is actually what you hear in the Escape series when you play it.
Nice.
They did a bunch of Territory War tracks, and so it was always fun to get them to make stuff. But also I have to give a big shout out to a musician called Winged Souls, and this was a little bit later on, but I came across the track, and it was just like the super high energy video game music, and it like sounded like a boss theme, and I ended up using that in Soda Dungeon, the very first one. A similar story to kind of Gore Bastard, where I just used it. I just like took it from the audio portal and put it in, and then when the game did well, I got back in touch and I was like, hey, this track was like really awesome, and people talk about the music all the time. Can you like make me like a custom version of it? And he was like, yeah, that sounds awesome, I'd love to. And so it's just super fun to like get in touch with musicians and have them like be excited about the projects that you're working on, and you can like make like collaborate and make a cool thing together. He did a couple tracks for Soda Dungeon, and then he's also the primary musician for Signy Mino, which is going to be coming out later this year.
Oh, fantastic. So it carries through. Yeah, on that note, can you talk a little bit about Signy and how that game's coming along?
Thankfully, I would say it's, I keep telling everyone this, I want to say it's like 95% done. It's always tough when you get into the home stretch of a game, or I guess any project, but the polishing and the finishing up and the fixing bugs and everything, I would say it's basically done. I mean, you can play the game start to finish. The only major thing missing is I'm still putting together the ending cutscene, and some of the other cutscenes in the game are missing some voice work and some final audio, sound effects, and music and stuff. But other than that, it's like pretty much done. So
that's cool.
It was a long road to get here. I'm very excited to I don't want to just say like be done with it, but yeah,
no,
it's like there's a love-hate thing where it's like I was really excited to make this game and to branch out and try something a little more challenging. I probably bit off a little more than I could chew with just the scope of trying to make an RPG. It was like I hadn't made a game that had like a start to finish playtime. Like everything else I had made was basically like a mini game, like a glorified mini game, or it was the kind of game you could play over and over, like Soda Dungeon. Like you could you keep hiring your team and you send them into the dungeon, and like you get a lot of replay value on that. But I
like
never
a start to finish RPGs.
Something, yeah, where you sit down and here's like this adventure you're going on. So that was a lot more work than I realized, even having worked on games before. But so yeah, that probably added at least an extra year to the development cycle. I know that's kind of typical with games. Games always get delayed, so I don't feel too bad about it. But I am happy to say that I'm in the home stretch now.
Do you and Armor Games have an ETA for it, or is that still in the works?
We haven't officially announced the date yet, but I'm just gonna say summer. Like that's
okay. Oh wow.
Somewhere,
yeah.
Like, let's see here, because I don't want to, I don't want to jinx it, because I don't want to say it. Like, I have a date in mind, but the thing is, if we run into something,
right.
Back, I think the safest estimate I can say right now is like Q3, and if I'm lucky, maybe a Q2, maybe.
I mean, that's pretty damn good. I'm excited for it. Nathani, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Nathani is one of the regular contributors to the Discord server. Shout out to Nathani. asks, when making Territory Wars, did you try to replicate the worm's terrain deformation that the game is known for at some point in Territory Wars development?
Yes, and so that was kind of funny that, well, we got a primer talking about Mewgenics because Tyler Glale is the one who helped me, who basically made that possible. So the original Territory War did not have terrain deformation. It was just basically, I was copying the gameplay of Worms. So, you throw your grenades, you shoot your gun, whatever. At some point later on, so Glale, Tyler Glale, Glale Gamer, he'd been posting to Newgrounds, and he'd mostly just been posting a lot of kind of tech heavy, prototype demo type stuff. He was and still is just a fantastic programmer. And I don't know when this was, but he'd sent me this demo where it was a big field, and you could click on spots and it would just delete. It would carve out a circle, and then characters would fall through it. And I was like, oh my god, dude, that's amazing. How do you do that? He was just here's what you do. He just sent me all the code for it. And I was playing around with it, and I was I don't remember if he was showing it to me to be hey, you should do this in Territory War, or I forget what exactly it was, but I was basically can I just use this for Territory War? And he was yeah. I gave him credit, of course, and I was super thankful for him and everything.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, he basically and I'm sure someone else had done it at that point, but I'm just gonna say that Glale basically invented that sort of terrain destruction ability in Flash. I'd not seen anything like it up to that point. So
wow.
I took that and just ran with it because I was oh, I can because it was just based on it worked for any bitmap or any image you put into the game. So it was just a one size fits all solution to just carve holes in terrain. So once I had that, I was this is amazing. And then then it was I guess the rest was history with making Territory War 2. So.
No, that's awesome. And based off of talking to you and other people, it seems like that was just the culture of Newgrounds at the time too. It's just sharing coding, figuring out how certain things work, and really helping each other kind of up each other's game.
Yeah, it was all the time. It was whenever, there was no money in the beginning when people were just making stuff, and then money slowly crept its way in. But even then, the driving force was always I want to make something cool and show it to everyone, and I want to be, I want to share this with that person. I want to collaborate on this. It was just that was always the desire. I suppose, to be fair, sometimes when I look back, I'm well, part of it is being younger, I suppose. Because sometimes I think well, if I got into Newgrounds today, would I still be able to do that kind of stuff? It's I don't have the time that I did back then, and we, we were all different ages back then, but the fact that so many of us were probably in a similar age range of teens, late teens, early 20s, where we did have a lot of time on our hands, that also really helped that collaborative aspect.
Oh, certainly,
grow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, it makes total sense, and the fact that you guys were basically coming up with a lot of this as you were going too, right? It wasn't Flash was a heavily cemented program at that point. It was still coming up with new action scripts and new things. Like you're saying, Glale came up with the terrain destruction, and that kind of led to Territory War.
Yeah, there's a lot of examples of that in Flash where something was added to Flash, or obviously it's Flash was just designed as an animation program, and then they added in basic scripting controls so that you could control the playback of the animation you're making. And then as it's been discussed, it's well, Tom took that and turned it into a weird system where he could store variables based on the playhead state. There's just a history of Flash putting obviously they did start catering more towards the game developer audience, especially with ActionScript 3.
Oh sure, yeah.
But even with the bitmap functions, when those were added in, those were just functions and code that let you manipulate the pixels of a bitmap at runtime. It wasn't necessarily specifically so you could use it for games. They probably had a more visual type of result in mind for it, but it turns out, if you use this code to, carve out pixels in the bitmap, and then you write a little physics system where it only checks for the color of a pixel, where if it's if the pixel value is set to invisible, then you fall down, then you have a destructible physics system. It's just how things just work out like that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that had to be part of the excitement too. That's incredible.
Yes.
Probably at least last question from me here, Shawn. Like when you kind of look back, because okay, you started posting to Newgrounds come 2002, right? And you can really see like your evolution as you're learning this program and as you're learning how a game works, how animations even work, right? What would you say like your proudest accomplishment is within all of that? Like that can either be like something that you were just really proud of having figured out, or just like the thing that you feel like stands out the most from your back catalog.
Oh, that's tough. I'm trying to pull up my game list here.
And why is it the Newgrounds office adventure? That's the real question.
I mean, yeah, that's the clear answer here. I mean, we can just stop the conversation there, but it's tough because it's like I have a couple different answers. The best answer is probably Territory War 3, just because I feel like that game was the culmination of like all of the best things I had learned in Flash up to that point, like doing the online multiplayer, doing the terrain destruction, and just like every little trick and everything I'd accumulated up to that point was somehow put into Territory War to make that game function the way it was. Like there's no way I could have made that game without the previous years of experience. In addition to the fact that like that was the game that I think I collaborated the most on with other people, where I got like different musicians in, different artists in, like Pox did a lot of the art, but I pulled in Swain for some of the maps. Like I had like I don't want to say like guest maps, but I had a lot of people helping with. I think Lewis did the user interface design. That was probably the thing I was most proud of, is just like an entire body of work, if you want to call it, like a project, right? Like that I'd pulled all that together and felt really proud of it in 2013. And I think that was like the first time I'd spent that much time. Like I think I spent like 3 years making that game.
Oh wow!
Which is like a 3-year development cycle for video games in general isn't unheard of, but for just like a Flash game, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, cool. So it's kind of like the penultimate, like collaborating with these people that you've kind of grown up with and kind of testing your abilities within Flash to the extreme.
Yeah, and I felt very like I felt like I had earned the ability to go to people and be like, hey, I'm making this game. Territory War's been out. Like the last game was successful. Like, I didn't feel like I was begging for help. I was coming to people and saying, hey, I've got this like cool project I'm working on. I like, can you do this? Can you help out? And then like it actually, it got other people excited, and it was just like a really cool, collaborative experience. That's like the correct answer. The other answer, I guess, would have to be just like, I don't think anything beats kind of the excitement I had when I did Elm Street, because it was like my learning experience where I went from never having made a game to like making a game that worked. Like I wouldn't have thought that I would be able to make, even though as old as it is, as bad as it looks, like I was so like, as I was basically a child, like 15, 14, I don't know. I was just like so happy with the fact that like the game worked, and seeing it like that other people could play it, so that was in its own way, that was something else I suppose I was proud of. But anyway.
No, that's fair. That's good. Two really good markers there, right? First, getting something that works, and then getting something that elevates beyond just your abilities, right? But you're putting as much as you can into it as well.
Yep.
Well, cool. Well, in that case, I think I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, and we're going to play through.
Oh man, what a perfect transition!
Exactly. It's like we planned this. It's crazy. Are we ready? Here we go.
Yes, I think so. Oh my gosh. And I just like right off the bat, I just love this era of when you could just like use any copyright material you wanted, and just no one cared.
Yeah.
Like,
no, exactly.
the title screen is just like a picture from one of the movies. Just
I think you use a lot of quotes
picture
in here too. Yeah. You live on Elm Street, home of the infamous Freddy Krueger house. Through the years, you've heard stories of what has taken place there, but none of it has ever been confirmed. One day, while driving to school, your friends dare you to go inside. What could possibly happen, you wonder to yourself. You don't believe in urban legends now, do you?
Great. What a setup.
Indeed. Also, I gotta mention here, but the younger people here, can you explain why there's a quality toggle here, Shawn?
Believe it or not, back then, for as simple as these games were, they still if you ran them in quote-unquote high quality, they still performed quite poorly. And it was very common to have the quality toggle. It was something built right into Flash. You could just click a button and you just call a line of code. But basically, everything looks shitty. I mean, that's what happens. But
Yeah.
whatever it needs to do to render, it's almost, you could almost liken it to like modern anti-aliasing in 3D games. Whatever it needed to do to draw the vector art, it just did a little bit less work to do it. Because as we know back then, there was no graphics card usage. Flash just, it ran on the CPU and it did whatever it needed to do.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm getting a hammer.
Yep, gotta get the hammer. Very important.
Actually, it's funny. I remember because when we talked with you for your documentary interview, yes, everyone, Shawn Tanner is in the Newgrounds documentary, up and coming. You were talking about when you played Pico School for the first time, right? And like, what really struck you about it was the fact that you could like open and close things, and that there's so many little details. And I can really see that here, like that.
Yes, 100%. In Pico School, there's, I was just amazed. You could go into the bathroom and you could like turn the sink on, and the sink would fill up, and then it would like spill over and like play an animation where the floor would get wet. And I was just like, dude, this is so realistic. I can't believe it.
I mean, he put a lot of detail into it, especially for like a 1999 Flash game. Crazy. Yeah. Okay, I had to cheat here because I played this game earlier because I'm terrible with escape games, and John here was good enough to like put all of like the rules on his website back in the day to bring people to the site, which was very smart, by the way. Very smart move.
I also pulled up the walkthrough alongside of this. Like I have it pulled up on a tab just because it's been so long since I played this.
I will say that this is the part that upsets me the most, but I'll get back to this because this was one I could not figure out, and I still don't understand what you were thinking.
It's a classic public point. Here's a very very like detail I was very, very proud of. This was just a stupid movie reference, but if you go back to the TV, turn the TV on, so you can turn it on and then back away from it. Go back to the main, and then turn the light off. I put the glow on the TV. It does that special little glow. Like back then, I thought I was like fucking just like amazing. Like I figured out this like dude, the TV, even when you turn the lights off, the TV is still on. Like I was like, in case anyone does it works.
No, and that honestly, that speaks to volumes of, because you said in the description here you spent like 6 months on this off and on. So like you obviously spent a lot of time trying to figure out like how to make this game as interactive as possible.
Yeah, I mean half of that was just like also basically learning how to do anything programming in Flash, but see you in hell.
What's with all the blood? Am I right?
So weird.
What's with all the blood? The door is locked. There's a lot of doors. I love how if you try to leave, it just says the door locked behind you.
Yeah, it's just
like, oh, that's not creepy.
But everything locks. Although you can go out the back door where there's a shed, and you could clearly
and so why don't I leave then?
Like, run away. But
it was funny because I was playing. I was looking through Flashpoint Archive, did a PDF of like kind of honoring a lot of Flash games, and I found one I hadn't seen before. It was called Gateway 2.
Okay. Oh yes.
And it was like a really good puzzle game, right? It's from like 2008. Like it was kind of like pseudo 3D. Really, really excellent. Had a great story and everything. But I literally had to look at like a 2011 gameplay from YouTube to figure out how to get through it.
Gateway is actually, it's like one of the last games I actually added to my favorite games list on Newgrounds. Like I think.
Oh, sick!
Because I remember playing that and being like, dude, this game's amazing. Freaking.
Yeah. No, I like honestly, that was not intentional at all. That's funny. Hammer this guy. Okay, so here's the thing that upsets me. Okay.
Yep.
I'm complaining to 14-year-old Shawn here. It's a special lockbox. Enter the right numbers and press OK to continue. Okay. So okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, me being somewhat deductive, I'm like, okay, well then it's the things on the skull.
Yep.
3 times 4 is 12.
Correct.
7 minus 6 is 1. Correct. And 8 plus 7 is 15.
You're doing great.
Okay, but here's the thing. So I go in the bathroom. I type it in. 12, 1, 15.
Yep, you're wrong.
It's not it.
Now here's the thing. Now you're not gonna like this, but there's a reason.
Okay.
Listen, you got so below each number is a little symbol. There's an X, a plus, and an X. So it wants the answer from the multiplication question, the one from the addition, and then the one from multiplication again.
That's what that means? Okay.
Yeah. Freddy Krueger was really coming up with some tough puzzles.
Some good little math puzzles. I was trying to figure out like why did he do it this way? But no, that makes sense. So it's 12, 15, 12.
Yes. That was my big, like, when I put that in, I was like, I'm gonna trick people. I'm gonna make them.
But no, but I was like, okay, that makes more sense now. Thank you. That's actually quite clever.
I knew that was coming, and I was happy to provide the answer.
Also, and I found this during the gameplay as well, because I wouldn't have known otherwise. But I think this is funny. So okay, you go to the TV, and then you do the weed.
Yep. Little hidden cutscene, a little special Easter egg, I guess you would call that.
Oh yeah. Now I haven't played through this part yet, so this is probably going to go terribly. Ha!
I took a picture of Freddy Krueger and it got cut off, so I just colored the rest in black, and I was like, no one will notice that.
It's great. Oh, whoa! All right.
Yep. Just really abusing the radial fills, like the gradient fill. Seizure warnings did not exist back then. You just no one cared. You literally you could make like your entire animation strobe light, and just no one gave a shit.
Yep, every man for themselves. Oh, and I'm sure like Plot Crew and Star Syndicate took full advantage of that too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you've been sucked into Freddy's video game nightmare. In this game, Freddy will be chasing you with a towel. Press the space bar to jump and avoid Freddy's attack. You must survive the dream to stay alive. Okay. God damn it.
That should have hit you, but it didn't. So honestly, like, yeah,
it's like hitting me, but my life is still. Oh, there you go.
That one actually. Nope, you got hit.
And is this modeled off of you?
No, this is just my attempt at drawing a person. It really, if there might be coincidentally, it might look like me because like I'm just the person that I am. So maybe subconsciously I was doing that, but this is literally me just being like, I'm drawing a man.
A man. Yes, beautiful. Well, I lost the weed, but I got some holy water. I guess that's acceptable.
A good trade-off in this universe.
Okay, so here's the fire. It's too hot to go near. Do I use the hammer? No, I use the knife.
Yes.
No? Oh, okay, that's right. Then I use the knife.
Yeah, you got to do like a little zoom in.
Very nice.
Fire. I was very proud of that smoke effect back then.
And then, oh yeah, okay, that's right. And I go in here, it's got a glove. But hey, what is this?
The puzzle here is also a little weird, but...
I got this one. This one, I like this. It's pretty clever. So pull the rope, and then opposite room, right.
Right.
And then opposite room, left. So here, left.
Yep.
And then you go back. It's the middle.
Awesome. Yep. There you go.
Heck yeah.
It's only there's no indicators that play like even though it's a puzzle. Most modern games would have, at least when you completed it, you would hear like a shuffle or something. You would hear like the thing being revealed, right? So there was just no
right.
There was no clue at all that you did it right.
That's true. Well, I got a lighter out of it. Hooray!
Very important.
And then I go here, and I love this. It's
oh my god, dude, you died. That's really unfortunate.
How Flash is still up to date. How it can still give us today's date.
It's amazing technology. I'm really surprised that doesn't break, but...
And then, there's a hand. Hand's got a key. The tool shed key.
I think there was a book you could... Yeah, there's...
Yeah, this guy. Books. Oh, there's a newspaper clipping. And then... Yeah, here we go. That's right, the original game for it.
Original NES game, yep.
And then, okay, so... Tool shed. Going to the tool. It's too dark to see anything. Oh my.
Yeah, using a lighter does not make sense for this, but
it lights up the entire room. I love this.
Yep, uniformly. There's no shadows.
Wind blows 98.
Classic joke.
Yep.
I have no idea why Freddy Krueger programmed like a computer to connect to a machine to like this is. I mean. Point and click games.
I mean, he was an early guy on Newgrounds too. He was actually a very early user. Here we we go. I gotta connect the external device. Also, there's a machine operator's manual.
Very important.
Machine works, and then the code is 5023.
Yes.
Go back into wind blows. Beer turns off every time you use it. That's fine. Operate machine.
Operate that machine.
Oh yeah. Oh!
Automated ladder. Yep.
Like how elaborate.
If he wanted to keep you away from this, he could have just not put the ladder there. But I mean, whatever.
Okay, the upstairs bedroom is now unlocked, so I can now go back outside. I can't escape. I just gotta go up into the bedroom.
Gotta face your fears.
And face my fears. Face the bedroom here. Nancy's diary. Fred is very dangerous, but the thing is, he can only hurt you in your dreams. Whatever happens in your dream happens in real life. It's a good idea to have someone there to wake you up in case of emergencies. Otherwise, you might want to fall asleep with a weapon in your hand. It will be your only defense. You found a gun under the book.
Found a gun. I didn't feel like putting that anywhere, so I was like, yeah, I guess you also get the gun. So.
Also, I love this. The light bulb.
you have an idea.
I have an idea. What's my...
That picture of the light bulb is taken straight. It's like a clip art. I just took.
Oh, hell
I didn't even
yeah.
attempt to redraw it. I just copied and pasted right there.
You decided the only way to kill Fred and get out of this house is to fall asleep with the gun. Once you go, there is no turning back. We proceed. I immediately went no. I'm like, that's a terrible idea. Why would I? Why don't I just go like where the tool shed is and I'll just leave?
No, it's the only way out, dude.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
I wish it was another way, but.
Yeah, I do. You know. I honestly love that tweet. Oh, now I'm outside. Cool. Guess I can just leave.
Yep.
Nope.
Just being my gun.
Great to be back in business.
Okay, this was the hardest thing. I realized because I just kept shooting at him, right? And you think, okay, shoot at him. Yeah. Nope. But then I was like, okay, wait, no, it's Pico school, right? You gotta aim for something, and it's the glove.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the glove, the glove will either stop him, but you kill it by shooting the pipe in the top left.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Again, there's no reason you would ever think.
I think I accidentally did that at one point, and I thought I just shot him like regularly.
I think that's how 90% of people get past this fight.
Now I did the shoot him ending last time. I'm going to do the holy water.
Now you get the true ending. You got the
went
holy
through
water.
That whole drug trip.
You tripped out somehow. The TV gave you holy water.
Yeah, from doing weed.
The true ending, but I already forget what the true ending is. So we're going to find out together.
Hell yeah!
Just he explodes. Yeah.
Oh,
awake.
Cool.
And just open up that door.
It's a little happy day.
Just walking.
Oh, I guess he had a car.
So the funny part is. The funny part is this is a reference to I forget which movie it was, but someone gets in a car and the car turns it like Freddy is the car. So like, because every movie had the stupid cliffhanger ending, or not the cliffhanger, but kill the bad guy. But whoops, the bad guy's still alive. That's actually what that was supposed to be. The car you got into
it's supposed to be Freddy.
Freddy as the car, but there's the only thing that happens is when the top of the car comes up, it has like the red and green pattern from his sweater. Which is what they did in the movie, but of course the movie, very quality logo there. In the movie, it makes a lot more sense. It's like you see the car is physically Freddy. In my game, I was like, I guess it's Freddy. I don't know. And that's like the good ending. You still get screwed over. So I don't know what the bad ending even was.
The bad ending was you just kill him and walk away. That was
okay. So you get. I don't know. I guess you get the more exciting ending because it has the car.
I suppose so. Yeah, the not lame ending.
I had to put a lot of work into that car animation, so that was the good ending.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to get through that drug trip to get the holy water. Given this 5 stars,
that was definitely 5 stars.
Actually, let's see what the oldest review on this is. Awesome, I fucking love it.
That was February 6th, 2003.
Yeah, holy shit. So that is like now over 23 years. This is a unique game. Even though I suck at games, this looks like one that would take some thinking. Seems to be a good game. Nice 10.
Like that sounds like it was written by a bot, but like bots didn't exist back then. Like that was a person. The person said that.
This is a genuine 12-year-old right there.
A person really said that.
This player knows his Flash. Holler at him.
You're gonna get into some weird stuff. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like I don't even know what to expect in 23-year-old Newgrounds reviews.
Yep, it's a historical archive. It's history.
Yes.
All right. Well, from there, let's see what we can do for territory war. While I do this, Shawn, can you actually talk about? So you made this for an Armor Games contest, right?
Yeah. I was working on this in college, and I wasn't even trying to make a game. I was just making this little thing where you could bounce grenades around, and someone in one of my classes walked by me, and he was like, "That kind of looks like worms," and I was like, "Yeah, I guess it is. Maybe I'll just try to make like all the worms features to kind of as like a challenge." Yeah, I mean that's really all this was, and I did not expect anyone to like it or to care. I mean, like the guy, he just shoots the ground. Like the AI is just garbage. The physics are, if you can't even call them physics. The hitboxes are way off. Like the grenades, like when they bounce on the ground, they don't even touch the ground. It's just everything is so janky with this game. That explosion was nowhere near hitting that person, but it still hit him. But I guess there just wasn't an alternative. Like there was worms you had to buy, you had to install on your computer. This was just like really shitty worms that was free that you could just go to a web page and play. So I guess that's all it took. And for some reason, it just like people just loved it. I don't know. And it's weird because I never played Worms. I mean, I knew what the game was, obviously, but I just like never enjoyed playing it. And I'm not sure why I committed to making a full game out of it, but here it is.
But you did this for, or you submitted it to an Armor Games contest, right?
Yes, and I ended up getting first place, which I did not see coming at all. And so I'd obviously worked on games up to that point, but this basically kicked off my whole ability to do this like as a job, like for several years. This whatever this is changed the course of my life, as crazy as it is to say.
This was the beginning of like Flash sponsorships and Flash, like actually making a living doing Flash games, right?
Yeah, it was pretty early in there. I don't know how common sponsorships as a whole were back then, because even back then this wasn't like a sponsorship. This was Armor Games saying, hey, just put our logo in the beginning and you're entered into the contest, and then if you get first place, like whatever the top results are, then we will give you money. It's such an old idea to have like the close-up of the stick figure in the bottom left. Like I don't know if I thought it was like Doom, like with the Doom guy, but like it's just like such an unnecessary waste of space on the screen to have just like a slightly larger picture of your stick figure, like with just an expression on their face. But you know,
they're angry guys. You know, they got they're
very angry.
Anger to release.
They're all in a war over territory.
One of my friends, he said like his most explicit memory of Flash games was this game, because he would just take the people and give them names of people he hated and then kill them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten so many messages about this game, and I don't even like, I don't even know what to say. Like, you know, obviously I'm super grateful that all the people that played it. It's just like crazy to me because I'm just like, this game is just, it's not good. But everyone's like, dude, this game was like my childhood. I'm like, why was it?
No,
I know.
I think there's a very sweet. I mean, because I can talk from my perspective, because I remember being in middle school and going on addicting games in Miniclip all the time, or like, you know, cool math games, wherever, like whatever sites the school hadn't blocked. So I didn't know about Newgrounds for years because it was just not one of those sites you could access on the school Wi-Fi. There was like a really endearing quality to this, like the gradients, the simplicity of the stick figures. I mean, I remember playing like Electric Man and Bowman like a lot as a kid, like a lot. And I think it's just it's kind of like the same, like when you look back at like old NES games or 8-bit games, right? Like Super Mario. If you look at it from a technical perspective, compared to now, right? It's like it's overly simplistic, right? Some stuff doesn't work the way it should. It probably bugs out at points, but at the same time, they were pushing the limitations of that software as well, or I'm sorry, of that technology It's
Okay,
just like
but
what a
here's-
lot of people knew of games growing up.
That's true. To be fair though, this game was not pushing any technology. Like maybe the sequels were, you know, with the stuff that Galeo helped me with and the terrain destruction and like the online play. That was kind of like cool for Flash at the time. This was not pushing any boundaries. And like the crazy thing is that like I'm watching you play this, and you know, people look back at some of these old Flash games and, you know, they look terrible, and it's like, oh, but it was like a long time ago, and that's just the way things were back then. But like, if you this came out in 2006, okay, like just for reference, like in 2006, like Resident Evil 4 had come out on the GameCube. Like the disparity between like a crappy Flash game and like a professionally made like game, I know that it was like because it was Flash games were free and widely available. That was like the main reason. Just to see such a crazy disparity between like what a Flash game looked like and what like modern video games looked like at the time. You forget like how, I don't know. I just, not every Flash game looked crappy, but like just it was crazy what people were willing to put up with for like a free game, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, and especially because like, you know, being a kid and when you're bored in school, like we didn't have like, it's weird because now kids have like iPhones and iPads, right? Like out the wazoo, so they probably are playing apps on there. But for us, this was our version of, you know, if we had a free period, you went on Miniclip and you played Hambo. Like it was just the thing to do. It was free and it was fun. Like for me, a big reason why I didn't get into video games when I was younger, because they were so expensive.
Right, you know,
and I was
that's
just
true.
like, but I could easily go on, you know, Addicting Games and just like play a stick-figure game for like until I beat it. Like I think one day I was playing Electric Man for like 4 hours. I think that's just like the audience that was happening at that point, right? It was mostly kids just trying to find like free stuff, and so I can absolutely like see this as an endearing game from someone's childhood.
Sure. I mean, yeah, to be fair, I remember like when I was in school, we'd play a lot of calculator games, like TI-83 calculator games, and like those were...
Oh yeah, those were around too, yep.
Like those were clearly like incredibly low fidelity, but because you were in school and it was like a thing you could do, it made it awesome, I guess.
Yeah. And the fact that like, I don't know, there's a charm of like, you know, when you're bored in school and you can figure out like a little, kind of like Flash, right? You figure out like a little trick you can do with something, it's like, oh hey, check this out. And that just kind of adds to the appeal.
That's true.
I know from your perspective, you're like, why is this AI not working at all? Which is exactly what you should be thinking, by the way. That's not a bad thing.
Yes.
In the meantime, I'm just like, throw a grenade. Okay.
I mean, in a weird way, that's part of the appeal, because it's like it's like when the opposing team messed up, it's like you got a free shot or whatever. It's like it didn't really matter that they messed up, because it just felt like that you got like a bonus as the player.
God, I'm doing worse than the AI. Oh, good point. There's a good question here from Nathani. How did you acquire Flash back in the day? Did you buy it legit? Did you pirate it? Or did you use Flash at your school?
The first two, both. So I started with the pirated version because it was just really, really easy to get. I think I started with like Flash 5. I tried to learn it and I couldn't figure it out, and I just like stopped using it for a long time because I was like, I don't get how the animation works. I can't do anything that I want. Blah blah blah. But I spent a lot of time on Newgrounds, and I'm like, I basically just got like mad that I couldn't make something, so I was like, I'm just gonna use this program until I figure it out. And there were tutorials, of course. So yeah, I pirated Flash. I'm pretty sure I bought Flash MX as a license. And back then it wasn't like crazy expensive. So I was doing a lot more games, and I think I'd made like a tiny bit of money. So I was like, all right, just to be on the up and up, I was like kind of like a goody two shoes about it. I was like, I don't want to be getting in trouble. You know, I don't want the law enforcement coming here. You know, I don't really
don't want to go to jail for your illicit Flash crimes.
I don't want to go to jail for Flash crimes. I don't want to get my parents in trouble. You know, like who knows what people are going to see on the internet or what they'll find out. So I was like, I'll buy a copy of Flash, and I felt like a big like a real big boy buying Flash. So
hell yeah, you were a big boy by then. Actually, here's a good question for you, Shawn. I mean, what would you say, like, especially as you were kind of like trying to stubbornly figure out Flash and you're going on Newgrounds, what's like an early Flash that kind of like inspired you or made you go like, oh man, I gotta try doing this because this animation, this game is just so cool.
Peak of School is always going to be like the first one that comes to mind. And oh gosh, remembering the exact timeline is tough because I don't know if that's around the time that I like tried and gave up, or if that was like what convinced me to come back and do it. I think it was probably mostly seeing the interactive games, because like when I first started with Flash, I was just trying to do animations. I got it because I wanted to make like a Dragon Ball Z fan animation, basically.
Okay, yeah.
You know, because why not? And then like one of my friends, I wanted to like make an animation out of one of his comics in school because I just thought it'd be really cool.
Okay.
But I think what got me back into it was seeing the early games like Pico School and other, just like the interactive elements, even if it was just a game where you could like move the mouse around and like click on something and shoot someone. Even before Flash, I had some desire to make games. So I was like, okay, there's this program that lets you make crappy games. Like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta do something with it.
There's a dog here. What's this dog?
Oh yeah, that's my old dog. That's just a picture of my dog from 20 years ago. Yeah, old. His name was PJ. PJ the dog.
Hi, PJ.
Yep, he will be forever immortalized into a territory war.
That's kind of wonderful. I don't really want to shoot PJ.
Yeah,
but if I have
a shame,
to,
but you have to. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Who did you have test play this when you were making it?
I honestly don't know if I even had anyone test it. That was part of what surprised me about people liking it, because I think I just I threw together the features like as quick as I could. I mean I had a friend group at the time that I was like showing stuff to, but I would show animations too, and I had them test out my point and click games. But I honestly can't even remember anyone coming to my house to play this, because to me this was sort of like it was almost like a tech demo, right? I was like embarrassed to show this to people, because I was like, it's just like stick figures like shooting each other. Like, this isn't really anything exciting. So like I didn't have like community members to like reach out to and like find on Newgrounds really to do much testing at this point.
Were you in the Flash forums by this point?
I must have been. I would imagine. I was definitely active in the forums. I don't know if I was. I don't think I was a moderator yet.
I love how like you shoot them right in the head and it's like it's still they're fine. They just got a little hurt.
Yeah, just ow.
And I will say the headshot it's very satisfying. You did a good job there. Shawn, thank you times 100 again. It's truly a pleasure to talk with you. Keep us posted on stuff. I want to know how things go, especially after this game is out. Until then, keep kicking ass, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity. It's been a lot of fun talking to you, and we will catch up soon, my friend.